What if everything you've been chasing, peace, clarity, even purpose, was never meant to be found outside you? What if it was already here, hiding in plain sight, not in a temple, not in a teaching, not in a future version of yourself, but in something so simple, you've overlooked it every single day? Your breath. We talk about healing, expansion, awakening, but without conscious breathing, all of it is theory, because awareness begins where distraction ends, and breath is the first place distraction dissolves. This isn't about controlling the breath, it's about meeting it, feeling it, trusting that something ancient and intelligent is already flowing through you, waiting to be remembered. Breathe in right now, slow, present, deep. Did you feel that pause between inhale and exhale? That space is the doorway. Before we go any further, ask yourself, when was the last time you truly experienced a breath, not just took one? If this question hit something deep, save this video. Not for me, but for the you that's ready to return. Because the journey we're about to take, it starts right here, with the breath you're taking right now. The mind tries to understand. The breath simply knows. Thought loops can spin forever. Emotions rise and fall like storms. But breath moves underneath it all. Steady, silent, unstoppable. You can fake words. You can suppress emotions. But you can't fake your breath. It tells the truth, even when you can't. So ask yourself, what is your breath doing right now? Is it soft, rushed, held? That rhythm is a map. And if you follow it, it will lead you places the intellect never could, into the memory of who you were before you were told who to be. There is a depth inside you the mind can't access, but the breath can. Most people never get there, not because it's far, but because they never stop long enough to drop in. Pause. Feel. And if even one breath just took you somewhere real, drop a comment with the word arrived. Let's see who's not just watching, but landing. Most people try to escape the body to find peace. But what if the body isn't the problem? What if it's the place where awakening begins? You were never meant to rise above your body. You were meant to rise through it. Breath is how you re-enter the temple, not the one made of stone, but the one made of skin, bone, and silence. Every inhale brings you back. Every exhale invites you deeper. Notice where you feel tightness when you breathe. That's not just muscle, it's memory, old energy, unprocessed moments, forgotten truths. So here's the question. Can you be brave enough to breathe into the places you've been avoiding? Not to fix them, but to finally feel them. If that question stirred something in your chest, like this video, not to feed an algorithm, but to mark the moment you stopped running from yourself. Because healing doesn't happen away from the body. It happens when you finally listen to it. Ever notice how breath changes with emotion? When you're angry, it's sharp. When you're anxious, it's shallow. When you're grieving, it's barely there. Your breath reveals what your mind hides. It's not just responding to emotion, it's exposing it. So here's the twist. You don't need to understand your feelings to heal them. You just need to breathe through them. Because awareness isn't just mental, it's embodied. And the breath is your body's way of saying, I remember what happened. Let me help you let it go. Try this. Instead of reacting, breathe. Instead of analyzing, breathe. Instead of escaping, breathe. What emotion are you holding right now that you haven't let yourself fully feel? Name it in the comments, not to explain it, but to meet it. And if this breath brought you even one step closer to your center, share this video. Someone else might be holding the same thing you're just now learning to release. There's a space between inhale and exhale, a silent, sacred pause, barely a second, yet infinite. Most people miss it. They rush from one breath to the next, from one thought to the next, from one distraction to the next, never realizing that everything they're searching for exists in that pause. Not in more doing, but in more being. In that stillness
the noise fades. In that gap, the mind quiets, and what's left is presence. So here's a question you've probably never asked. What if enlightenment is just remembering how to pause between breaths? Not forever, just long enough to meet yourself, not to fix, not to force, just to feel. This is where awareness lives, not in thoughts about the moment, but in the moment itself. Breathe in, pause, breathe out, pause again. Did you feel it? If this moment brought you into that pause, save the video. Return to it whenever the world gets loud, because that gap between two breaths, it's not emptiness, it's where truth whispers.
Most people think power comes from control, controlling thoughts, controlling emotions, controlling outcomes. But the breath teaches something different. It shows you that true power comes from surrender. You can't force your breath, not for long. You can only meet it, feel it, trust it. And in that surrender, something unlocks. You stop performing, you stop pretending, you start being. So ask yourself this: what would happen if you stopped trying to breathe right and just let yourself be breathed? Because you're not the one making breath happen. You're the one being carried by it. This is where healing begins, not when you fight for control, but when you finally let go. If that shift just happened in your body, like this video, not for validation, but to anchor the moment you stopped holding your breath on life. Because surrender isn't weakness, it's the most courageous thing you'll ever do. Breath is invisible, but its effects, unmistakable. It shapes how you speak, how you move, how you are felt by others, even before you say a word. That grounded energy you feel from certain people, that calm that makes you trust them without knowing why. It's not personality, it's presence. And presence is breath, regulated, embodied, remembered. Because when your breath is steady, your energy becomes safe. When your energy is safe, people open, not to your words, but to your being. So here's the question: what kind of energy do you leave behind when you exit a room? Not your performance, not your role, your presence. If this made you pause and feel your own breath, comment below with the word still. Let's see who else is walking in with presence, not pressure. Because breath doesn't just change how you feel, it changes how others feel around you. Every inhale you take is borrowed. From trees you've never touched, from oceans you've never seen, from people you'll never meet. Your breath has traveled the world, passed through lungs, leaves, wind, sky, and now it passes through you. That's not poetry, that's biology. You're not breathing in isolation. You're part of a global rhythm, a planetary inhale and exhale. So when you breathe consciously, you don't just return to yourself. You return to the web of life. You remember, you're not separate. You never were. And maybe, just maybe, that's why the world feels so disconnected. Not because we forgot how to live, but because we forgot how to breathe together. Pause and feel. What if every conscious breath was a small act of healing, not just for you, but for the whole? If that truth hit somewhere deep, share this video. It's not just content, it's connection, one breath at a time. By now, you've probably realized this isn't just about breathing. It's a remembrance, a quiet call from something deeper, not loud, not urgent, just steady. The breath doesn't ask for attention. It waits until you're ready to listen. So ask yourself this: if your breath was trying to guide you home, would you follow it? Not toward an identity, not toward an achievement, but toward something simpler, toward being. We spend years looking outward, chasing meaning, fixing flaws, gathering knowledge. But what if the teacher was never out there? What if it's been inside you, whispering through your lungs the entire time? If that whisper got louder today, subscribe, not for more information, but for more moments like this. Moments that don't just teach, they wake you up. Because the revolution we're starting here is not about thinking more, it's about breathing differently. You were born with it. You'll leave this world with it. In between, breath is the only thing that never leaves you. Every thought will change, every feeling will fade, but breath remains, faithful, patient, alive. It has carried you through joy, pain, numbness, and awakening, and it asks for nothing in return, except that you remember it, not as a practice, not as a hack, but as who you truly are. So now the question is not, can you return to the breath? The real question is, can you remember that you never left? Because you are not your thoughts, you are not your past, you are not your fears. You are the breath, moving, expanding, becoming. And if something in you woke up during this journey, leave a comment saying, I remember. Let's see who's not just breathing, but becoming breath itself. Welcome back, not to content, but to yourself.